What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Check this out. Without a doubt, 1 year of being monetized on YouTube, what I wish I knew and how much I made. I picked this video because after 1 year of my channels being monetized, I want to see how much money she made compared to how much money I was making. Once I got monetized, we hit 10,000 subscribers very fast. So right after this intro, we're going to check it out.
Growth's got a formula most never learn. You don't need luck or talent, structure is earned. If you're ready to build and you know it's your turn, start with the 4 free videos, earn as you learn. Click on the more below to sign up.
That's right, y'all. Click on the link below to sign up. I got 4 amazing videos that I put together. You can sign up for them for free. It's free. And it'll give you a bird's eye view of what Uncle Mike has experienced. I tried to base these 4 videos off of exactly what drew me into doing YouTube. And I'm so happy that I did. Now, let's see if her story is interesting as mine. Let's check it out.
This is what I wish I would have known before starting a YouTube channel.
Okay.
I've officially been monetized for 1 year. I have learned a lot since then. So today I'm going to be sharing how much I made in my first year monetized, my top performing videos, and 10 things that I wish I knew when I first started my YouTube channel. So let's get started.
Okay.
Just for some quick context, I started my channel in July of 2024, and I was monetized on February 20th of 2025. So my first year monetized, I posted 44 videos and 12 shorts, and I received 479,000 views. I also got 41.3 thousand watch hours during that time and gained 2,600 subscribers in that 1 year. So my grand total of ad revenue in my first year monetized was $2,411.24. That is so much more than I ever expected in my first year on YouTube. When I was first monetized, I really made it a goal to reach $1,000 in my first year. And that was—
Now, before she gets started, my numbers for the first year being monetized, we put up everything doubled up here. I put up twice as many videos. I don't think shorts was invented when I started, when Uncle Mike started. We got twice as much views. We got probably 3 times as much watch hours. And we got 3 or 4 times, everything should be 4 times. It's more subscribers. I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know one thing. The money we got was nowhere near this. I think after we started switching some things around, we probably started making more than this. But the first year, nah, we probably made about $1,200, half of this. And I'm going to tell you why at the end. Here we go.
In my first year on YouTube. When I was first monetized, I really made it a goal to reach $1,000 in my first year. And that was really a lofty goal. That was my pie in the sky that I really did not think was possible. I was aiming for it and I was trying to manifest that first $1,000, but I really did not fully expect it to happen in my first year. So to break that down a little bit, I made $2,384.81 from long form content, leaving just $26.43 from shorts.
Wow.
The least that I ever made in a day was 35 cents, and the most that I ever made in a day was $39.56. I averaged about $6.61 per day.
That's good. That's real good. These videos, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, is clearly telling you and pointing toward, don't do shorts. Don't do shorts to think you're going to make income off of the shorts. In 1 year, $26 for shorts, I can pay you $26 not to do the shorts and focus on long form. Here we go.
Least that I ever made in a month. So this was my first full month monetized, and I made $63.76. Whereas the most I ever made in a month was June of 2025, and I made $432.37. So I averaged about $200.94 per month. Now, my top 5 videos, my number 1 was my Does Project Pan End video, and I made a total of $406.31 from that one video. I didn't even know making that much from one video was possible. So number 2 was my Project Pan Update 1. This was my first update for Project Pan, and I made a total of $226.65.
Okay.
Number 3 on this list was What to Pack for Costa Rica at $169.83. Number 4 was my Project Pan Update 2, so my second update for Project Pan, and that one I made $166.27. And then my number 5 was my Overconsumption is a Burden, and on that video I made $143.54. You can see from this list that 4 out of the 5 were Project Pan or under consumption related videos. The only kind of outlier here was my What to Pack for Costa Rica video, and that is really an evergreen video for me, which I will get more into some of the details about what I've learned about evergreen videos. But you can see which kind of videos my audience likes, and those are also the videos that I personally like to make the most. So it's nice that I have been able to make a little bit of money on that. I never would have thought that I could make over $400 from one video. So I did have a couple other streams of income from this past year through YouTube. One of them being my Amazon Associates account, which I made a total of $564.83. I never push links on people, and I never will tell people that they need to buy something. Pretty much 99% of that income from my Amazon Associates came solely from my What to Pack for Costa Rica video. And I'm so glad that people have been finding that video helpful and continue to find it helpful. And that is just a nice little stream of income on top of my ad revenue. I also made a little bit of money through my Shop My Links, which I also used to link some of the products I mentioned. And I had one person buy an eyeshadow palette using one of my links, which is amazing. I hope that whoever you are, you enjoyed it. But I made $4 from that affiliate link. And then ShopMy gave me a $10 bonus for making my first sale. So after getting paid out through PayPal and having to pay their fee, I made a total of $13.78 through ShopMy. So that brings my grand total for my first year monetized on YouTube to $2,989.85. Now, calculating my hourly wage, on average, I spend about 31 hours per long form video and 5 hours per short. And that includes scripting, filming, editing, doing my thumbnail, and posting. So calculating all of that with what I made in the past year, that makes my hourly wage a grand total of $2.10 per hour. That's not the greatest hourly wage. That is way below minimum wage and a livable income. Hopefully that number will increase in the future. So now to get into the 10 things that I wish I would have known when first starting my channel and what I have learned since then. So number 1, I learned that more work does not necessarily equal more success, even though sometimes it does. So for example, my most successful video, which was my Does Project Pan End, took less time on average than most of my other videos. It took me a total of 26 hours from start to finish to create that video. And like I said before, it made me over $400. So that's an example where I spent less time creating something and it ended up having more success. The opposite of that is a video where I spent a lot of time and it was one of my least successful. So my Design Trends Out video for 2026, I spent a total of 34 hours and I made a total of less than $3. And that video has since flatlined and is not really receiving any views. And then an example for the time that I spent equaling the amount of success that a video experiences would be for my Project Pan updates. I spend on average about 40 hours making each Project Pan video. I like to put a little bit of extra time into these because I have some kind of ASMR-y satisfying elements that I like to make sure I get just right. And I feel like it pays off because these are some of my most successful videos that my audience seems to really enjoy. And they are also somewhat evergreen for me and get me a lot of subscribers. So that is an instance where the time that I put into the video does equal more success. And to kind of get more into the specifics of why that is, the second thing that I learned is that searchable videos sometimes take longer to take off, but then they have the possibility of being evergreen. So growth on searchable videos can really be exponential. So my Costa Rica video is one of these examples. It had almost no views when I first posted it, but now it is one of my most searched for and most evergreen videos. I posted this one before I was monetized, but I still have made over $150 from this one video. And it is a very steady source of income for me. And that's because as people search for this and click on it and watch it, YouTube continues to push that video out in the search results when people search what to pack for Costa Rica. Another example is my Korean SPF review video, which also when I first posted it was completely dead. But it's another one where people search for specific sunscreen reviews. And as more people have clicked it in the search results, the YouTube algorithm continues to push it out. And now my growth on that video has been exponential. So it's great to know that even if I post a video and it looks like it's getting no views, that not all hope is lost. If it is a video that is searchable, then it still has the possibility of gaining traction in the future. On the flip side, the third thing that I learned is that other videos can do really well when I first post them and then completely flatline. And I found that the videos that do this are the ones that are not searchable, are not for my audience, or are very much of the moment. So a couple examples of videos that did really well in the beginning and then eventually died are my interior design trend videos. So people are really searching for trend predictions in the beginning of January. And after that, they really lose their relevance and they end up not coming up in search results and YouTube doesn't push them out to people anymore. And these are not the types of videos that my audience is personally interested in. So anytime somebody comes to my channel from one of my other videos, they most likely are not going to be clicking on my interior design trend videos. Another example was my non-aesthetic home video, which actually did really well when I first posted it. So this was really one of my top performing videos of all time, but it completely has died since then. It has completely flatlined, and I think the reason for that is that it is not searchable. Nobody is searching for non-aesthetic home, and it's also, again, not for my audience. So that's
one of the main problems I'm having. I'm trying to think, should I show y'all this now or wait to the end? I'll wait to the end.
There are videos for me that have really flatlined and maybe did well in the beginning, but are not doing well now. The fourth thing that I wish I would have known when I first started YouTube is that unless you are going viral, shorts are not making you more than $2. My normal consumption course short was one of the first things that I posted on my channel, and it went viral. I was not monetized yet, so I didn't make any money off of it going viral, but it has continued to do pretty well since I've been monetized. So even though I have over 1 million views on that one short, I've only received about 53,000 of those views in the time that I was monetized. So even with 53,000 views, I've only made about $7 on that one short. And then for my other shorts that do well but don't necessarily go viral, an example would be my no buy makeup short, which I received 10,000 views on. 10,000 views has only made me less than $2. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much money you make off of shorts.
I keep telling people shorts have bigger numbers, bring you bigger subscribers. Shorts bring you bigger numbers, views and subscribers. But little teeny bit of money in your bank account. Is that what you want? If that's what you want, then do shorts.
I make about $1 per 10,000 views. So not very good. And shorts are not there to make you money unless you go viral. And by viral, I mean 1 million views. But the next thing that I learned is that while shorts don't necessarily make you money, they are good for reaching a wider audience.
There you go.
So shorts are potentially good for getting subscribers, but not good for getting money. On average right now, I would say I get about 1,000 views per long form video and about 5,000 views per short. So if you're really trying to grow your subscriber count, then shorts are the way to go. Just because you're getting eyes on your videos of people who may not have seen them otherwise. So going back to my normal consumption course short, that video was the sole reason why I was able to reach my subscriber count to get monetized. So I received a total of 2,400 subscribers on that one short. So shorts are good for reaching a wider audience and potentially getting more subscribers, but not necessarily to make you money. And that leads me into the next thing that I wish I would have known when starting my YouTube channel, which is that reaching a wider audience isn't always a good thing. Back in December, I posted a reaction to the Pantone Color of the Year, and that video is an example of when reaching a wider audience is not a good thing. So in this video, I reacted to Pantone's Color of the Year, which is Cloud Dancer, a color white if you haven't heard. And I mostly talked about it relating to interior design because I am an interior designer and that is what I know. So in that video, I talked about how I thought white isn't as relevant of a color as Pantone was trying to make it seem. So I titled my video, Pantone is Rage Baiting Us. And what I didn't expect is that my video talking about rage bait would be rage bait for a lot of people. That absolutely was not my intention when making that video. I was not trying to rage bait people. I naively thought that my video would be reaching an audience who maybe cared about design trends and color trends. And I thought that most of the comments that I would receive on this video would be people sharing which color they would have preferred as the color of the year. But that is not what happened. So what happened is that YouTube started to push my video out to an audience that felt very angry and felt like I was rage baiting them by making this video. And as I started to receive more and more hateful, angry comments, the more that YouTube pushed me out to that audience. The comments very quickly went from being mildly angry or annoyed to being explicitly derogatory and just straight up harassment. People felt like I was rage baiting them by wearing the color shirt that I was wearing, which by the way, I was wearing a light blue shirt, which I chose to wear because I thought it would look good with the Pantone image, which had some of that light blue color in it. But what I didn't foresee was that my shirt would appear white on camera and that would anger people. It got to the point where every time I would refresh my feed, I would have received another hateful comment. Most of the time, it was automatically hidden and held from view because it would contain explicit language that was very derogatory and hateful. So then I decided to turn off the comments thinking that that would fix the problem. And that's when these angry people started to leave comments on my other videos. And that's the point when it really became harassment. So I noticed as I was receiving these comments that a lot of my views at the time were coming from Discord. And 99% of my comments were from men. So it seems like somebody shared my video on Discord and they collectively decided to harass me. That is not a demographic that I typically have commenting on my videos. My typical audience is 99% women. And my typical audience has been so supportive and so kind in the comments. So this for me was really a new experience. And it got to the point where I was starting to actually feel unsafe. And my nervous system felt like it was constantly in fight or flight. I would go for a walk in my neighborhood and feel unsafe for no specific reason other than all these comments that I was receiving on YouTube. And as they continued to harass me in other videos, they really started to tank my other newer videos that I was posting. So for example, the following week, I posted a clean and organized with me kind of video, and it received a disproportionate amount of thumbs downs than I had ever received before. And I was receiving, again, really hateful comments on it about how my home was white, how my rabbit was white. And people really took offense to that video, even though if they had watched the whole video, I mostly just talked about interior design. But it triggered a lot of people and they felt like it was rage bait, which again was not my intention. So I eventually took that video down after just a week of it being up because it was not good for my mental health and for my feeling of safety. And that experience really taught me that reaching a wider audience is not always a good thing. I think really building a core audience that is really supportive and kind is the way to go. Those are the people that you want to be getting engagement from. And as much as we can say that any engagement is good engagement, even if it's a hateful, angry comment, it was not worth it for my mental health to keep that video up. And it was hurting the rest of my channel. I hate feeling like I got bullied by a bunch of angry men to remove a video, but it was what was best for me. And now I know that whole experience taught me a lot just about YouTube and about the internet. Which brings me into the seventh thing that I've learned since starting a YouTube channel, which is that you have to be prepared for the bad side of the internet.
Yep.
You will get trolls, you will get haters, and they're all
You gotta have thick skin. You gotta have thick skin, man. They done said so much stuff about Uncle Mike. One guy, Jaguar Wright, she's a content creator, and she said, Uncle Mike, do you want them to talk about you? I'm like, I don't care if they talk about me or not. You gotta have thick skin and do you. You gotta do yourself.
Also just safety concerns with putting yourself online. Especially being female, I am very aware of not giving my location away and not giving away any personal information. There's definitely a stranger danger when putting yourself out online. And there are a lot of people out there who are unhappy with their own lives and will try to take it out on you. I recently received a comment on my closet declutter video of a woman saying that she couldn't get past watching the first minute of this video because my dresses were fugly. All in caps, by the way, fugly. Yes. I have to laugh. But these kind of people, the haters, the trolls, I just hide them from the channel and block them because I don't have the time and energy to be dealing with that negativity. That is
Well, from a man's point of view, I guess it's a little different because I don't care. They say something negative, I agree with them and laugh and joke and say, thanks for watching and thanks for your comment. You shouldn't be doing this and you doing this and you doing that. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Get yourself a life. Bye. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to do me anyway.
Is an issue of their own that they need to deal with. And I will not be on the receiving end of somebody's unhappiness. But you have to be prepared for the bad side of the internet because haters are going to hate. Which leads me to the next point, number 8, is that YouTube will test your confidence. So I generally like to think of myself as a fairly confident person. I'm pretty self-assured in who I am and my beliefs. My confidence obviously ebbs and flows throughout my life with different circumstances. I'm not always at the peak of my confidence, but generally I am a pretty self-assured person. But watching yourself on camera and listening to yourself speak is a whole other thing. I had never watched myself on camera. I never even listened to myself speak outside of just recording my voicemail message and listening to it back and being like, oh, is that how I sound? I don't think any of us like to hear our own voices.
I am one who do not like my voice. I don't watch my videos anymore. I don't even watch them. I just upload them. And that's the point you want to get to. You want to upload. I don't have time to sit back and watch the video because I'm preparing more content. So when the video is playing, I got it on mute. It's in the background so I can get my view, for me to view it, right? and I'm doing work. We have a premiere going on right now, right? I shouldn't be showing y'all this. I should not be showing y'all this one. We got this premiere going on. People are in the chat room. We drop at 5 o'clock, and it's 5 minutes. It's 7 minutes past. So I'm sitting here. Let me fast forward a little bit. That way you won't see me eating and chewing. How about that? And I'm just sitting there drinking water and doing all kinds of stuff. People say, you're not even paying attention. You're not paying attention to what's going on. Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day. Glad you noticed. I don't be mean to the people. I just do you, man. The more, I swear to you, get this, y'all. The more you do yourself and stop trying to be hey guys, today I'm doing a YouTube. Just be yourself and be real. The more real you are, the more laid back you are, the more the true fans are going to come and say, I like this guy. He real.
In a recording. It's always a little bit jarring, and it feels like there's this disconnect with how we think we sound with how we actually sound. And also watching myself for hours when editing really started to wear at my confidence. So things that I never noticed before in my mannerisms and the way that I speak, how my hair looks, how my teeth look, how my makeup looks, how my clothes look. I could make a huge list of all the insecurities that did not exist before I started a YouTube channel and have since come up from having to watch myself and listen to myself on camera. And it doesn't help when the trolls like to point out these things about your appearance and the way that you speak. So not only do I have to deal with my own inner thoughts and criticism, but I then have to read these comments of people hating me for the way that I look and the way that I speak. I've received multiple comments about my vocal fry. Even in that sentence that I just said, vocal fry. I received so many comments about my vocal fry. Some of them have come from a place of curiosity, wondering why influencers speak in this way. But most of them have come from a place of hate and telling me that I sound snobbish or stuck up, or like I'm trying to sound like a Kardashian.
Oh my God.
All these kind of assumptions about who I am as a person based on the way that I speak. Or they'll just say something like they couldn't get through the video because they couldn't stand the sound of my voice. Which, whatever, bye. But as much as I like to think of myself as a confident person, having to be on the receiving end of these kind of comments does start to wear at you after a while. I thought that YouTube would make me more confident and better at speaking on camera, but I feel like it has broken me down and created new insecurities that I never would have expected. So now I feel like I'm having to build myself back up, and I hope that I can continue to work on my confidence and get better at speaking on camera. But it is an uphill battle, even
You got beautiful eyes. Well, not right now because they closed. The eyelashes, the eyebrows, everything is beautiful. What are you talking about? I wish I looked that beautiful. I'm the one that's ugly. Here we go, y'all.
And I hope that I can continue to work on my confidence and get better at speaking on camera. But it is an uphill battle. Even if you are the most confident, self-assured person, just expect that posting to YouTube will test your confidence. But that brings me into my next point, which is number 9 on this list, which is that you can't control what people think, but you can manage expectations. So people will always have an opinion. They'll have an opinion on how you look, on how you speak, on the content of your video, how you edit it. People will always have an opinion, and you cannot control what they think. And often people will form their opinion about you and about your video before they've even watched your video. A lot of those opinions and expectations are formed through the thumbnail and the title, and also just through the first few seconds of your video. And often people will not watch your video all the way through. And that is what I experienced with the Pantone video that I mentioned before. People had expectations and opinions about my video just based off the thumbnail and the title. And when those expectations weren't met or ended up being something different, that is when I received a lot of anger and hate. Not only is it bad for the retention rate of your video, but it could also lead to other problems. Don't make the same mistake that I made, and don't accidentally create rage bait. Manage those expectations through your thumbnail and title, and try to think about how people will perceive your video and assume what it will be about without even watching it. So I can guarantee that most of the people who were leaving hateful comments on my Pantone video did not watch past the first 30 seconds. So as much as a good hook will get people to click on your video, if the expectations created around the hook are not met, then you will be left with an unhappy and unsatisfied audience. So really manage expectations, but at the end of the day, you cannot control what people think. And finally, number 10 on this list is that if you experiment, your niche will find you. So I started this YouTube channel with no niche, and I really started it just for the fun of making videos because I felt inspired to create. I had just quit my job and was recovering from burnout and really trying to rediscover who I was and what my interests were outside of the identity that I'd created myself with my job. So I really experimented a lot with a lot of different topics and a lot of different styles of videos and learning how to edit. And I really just created whatever I felt inspired to create and followed my heart. As cheesy as that sounds, if you just create whatever you want to create and follow your inspiration and allow yourself to really experiment when you are first starting your channel, even if you don't know what your niche is, your niche will find you. So as I experimented and created more videos and really got feedback about what my audience wanted to see, that really led me into making more conscious consumer and Project Pan type videos. These were suggestions, and I followed the suggestions, and I ended up enjoying it, and it ended up slowly funneling me down into a niche that I never would have planned when I first started my YouTube channel. The algorithm really wants a clear audience, and they want to know who to push your videos out to. So because of that, as I had certain videos that were more successful than others, the algorithm picked up on that and started to push out similar types of videos to a similar audience. And that is really how my niche found me. But because of that, it does make it harder to pivot once you have kind of narrowed down into a niche. So now when I do more experimental types of videos, which for me are the interior design trend ones, they don't perform as well. And it's because my initial audience of subscribers, I don't think that those are the types of videos that they personally are interested in. And so when the algorithm sees that my subscribers are not choosing to watch my interior design videos, then it confuses the algorithm and it doesn't know who to push these videos out to. And so then those videos just kind of flatline and die. So when
Yeah, you don't want to confuse the algorithm. You want to stay like, you want a big umbrella. If you're talking about dogs, then you can go into dog food, how to train a dog, walking a dog leeches, why the dogs have different diseases. But your number one umbrella is this is a dog channel, something like that. Try not to go all the way to you doing all this dog stuff and you're going to swim with some alligators. Huh? What's that? What?
once you do have a niche, it does seem to be really hard to pivot to other types of content. So I'm still kind of navigating this and trying to figure out what is next for me if I want to put out more interior design content, for example. And I think the answer might be to create a separate channel so that the algorithm knows exactly what kind of audience to push those videos out to. Let me know if you have any experience with this though, because I'm still learning and there's still so much for me to learn about YouTube. But if you don't have a niche currently and you're not sure what your niche should be, then just experiment and collect the data and your niche will find you. So that's it for everything that I've learned and how much I made in my first year monetized. If you have a YouTube channel, then let me know what you've learned since starting. Please share the wisdom in the comments below. And if you're a subscriber, then let me know if you have any feedback or questions, because I would like to maintain this level of transparency as my channel continues to grow. Fingers crossed.
All righty. One of the things when we first started, talking about how much money you made and everything, when we first started, we was not making a lot of money going into our bank accounts. Why? Because we was doing a lot of reaction videos that had music in it, and the music was copywritten and stuff. So once we had to figure that out, because I knew they was taking some money out because it was copywritten, but I never knew how much money they was taking out. So right about now, I'm going to do, let's see what this is right here. All right, then the analytics. Let's do this. I'm going to start with, I thought I was going to start with something small. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to start with this one right here real quick. This is $130 we made on this video right here. This video went up April the 5th. So this video been up for 5 days. Now, two things I want to explain to you. We got over 500,000 subscribers, and every video we put up is not for 100% all our subscribers. You're never going to get one video that everybody likes. Okay. So that's one of the things I want to, this one has 10,000 views, 2.3 watch time, 2,300 hours of watch time. I'm trying to tell y'all, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Watch hours is the key. Watch hours is the key. YouTube loves you more for watch hours. I don't usually look at this stuff right here, y'all. So that's where I'm in that part. Now, this is another video that we put up. Oh, oops. I guess it's not a video we put up. One of the things, okay, let's say this got like, I don't even know if I want to, let's go with, I'm looking at the views right here. Okay, 5,000 views. This was like a video we put up, 5,000 views. Analytics, $86. $86. So it's safe to say that a lot of these videos you putting up, okay, here's one I just pulled up. It's safe to say that a lot of these videos, it's like a hit or miss. And I'm in a different category. Our videos that we're doing is reaction videos, plus they don't have a long shelf life. We're doing a video right now about Diddy. That video I showed y'all earlier while she was still talking is about Diddy going back to his appeal. Once the appeal is over with, once they done read what the appeal is going to be, and everybody and their mama knows that one, yes, no, short time, more time. That's all they want to know. That video is going to sit on the channel and be trash, because nobody is going to be wanting to know what's going on in Diddy's life 3 or 4 months down the line. That video, so our videos have very, very short lifespan, but I keep pushing them out because at 13,000 views, we got 4.8 thousand watch hours. This video is hitting $231. And on an average, now, I think I had one more I wanted to show y'all. Nope, I think that's it. I had one more video I wanted to show y'all, but you get the point. Now we can go straight to analytics. I just want to show y'all, I don't know if this is allowed or this is, it's like, this number went down a whole lot. Our channel is struggling right about now, y'all, but, our monthly income is $14,300. Now I have, I have a team of people I have to pay. Don't think all that money come to me, y'all. Don't think that. But I want you guys, I put together a YouTube course that will help you reach these type of numbers. And maybe, I think you can change. I don't hardly never go back here. See more. See more of what? Oh, okay. It shows you how much breakdown you getting from different things. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm looking at, y'all. Only thing I know is, okay, this say Gene Deal explains where what really happened. 13,000 views. Yeah. So, long story short, I never go back there. I never go in the back, the analytics, because I don't know what I'm doing. I just know how to do the videos. My job on my team is to sit in front of the camera and do the videos. Somebody else edits, somebody else uploads, somebody else gives the title, somebody else do the thumbnail. Everybody else do it. You know, they know the analytics where they should be giving me the next video to do that's gonna make the channel keep going up. But for some reason, we don't have that in place yet. But again, once you get some structure and you start understanding how a YouTube channel should work, and you start working that, and you add one new thing in, another new thing, next you know, another new thing, your channel will be skyrocketing. But you got to get a formula, the YouTube growth formula. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.